Hello, I'm Skylar Yance. For this assignment, I chose to discuss Boeing and the ethical dilemma controversy surrounding the Boeing 737 MAX aircraft. Boeing is one of the largest aerospace companies in the world and manufactures commercial airplanes that are used globally by millions of passengers every year. Because the company operates in an industry directly connected to human safety, it has a major responsibility to maintain high safety and ethical standards. The ethical dilemma surrounding Boeing involved the development and release of the 737 MAX aircraft. In 2011, Boeing announced the 737 MAX as a more fuel-efficient version of its popular 737 aircraft in order to compete with Airbus and its A320neo airplane. Instead of creating an entirely new aircraft design, Boeing modified the existing 737 platform and added larger engines along with a new flight control system known as MCAS, which stands for Maneuvering Characteristics Augmentation System. MCAS was designed to automatically push the nose of the plane downward under certain flight conditions. However, one of the major ethical concerns was that Boeing allegedly did not fully disclose information about the MCAS system to airlines or pilots, and many pilots were not properly trained on how the system functioned. In October of 2018, Lion Air Flight 610 crashed into the Java Sea shortly after takeoff from Indonesia, killing all 189 people on board. Less than 5 months later, Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302 crashed after takeoff in Ethiopia, killing another 157 passengers and crew members. Investigators later discovered similarities between both crashes involving the MCAS system, repeatedly forcing the nose of the aircraft downward. After the second crash, governments and aviation regulators around the world grounded all Boeing 737 MAX aircraft in March of 2019. Investigations later revealed concerns involving Boeing's safety culture, internal communication, and whether the company prioritized competition, speed, and profits over transparency and passenger safety. This situation becomes a major example of business ethics and corporate social responsibility because Boeing had a responsibility not only to shareholders and profits, but also to the safety of the passengers, airline crews, and the general public. Corporate social responsibility means businesses have obligations beyond simply making money. In Boeing's case, the company had an ethical duty to fully communicate potential safety risk and ensure that pilots were properly trained prior to putting the aircraft into widespread commercial use. Boeing eventually took several steps to address the issue. The company redesigned the MCAS software, increased pilot training requirements, and cooperated with the federal investigations. Boeing also faced lawsuits, financial penalties, and criminal investigations from the Department of Justice. In 2021, the company agreed to a $2.5 billion settlement related to misleading regulators about the aircraft. Boeing's CEO at the time, Dennis Muilenburg, was also removed from his position during the controversy. Even after the original crashes, Boeing continued facing criticism regarding quality control and safety concerns. In January of 2024, a panel covering an emergency exit blew off an Alaska Airlines 737 MAX 9 during a flight, leading to additional FAA investigations and more concerns about Boeing's manufacturing safety practices. In my opinion, Boeing did not fully uphold their corporate social responsibility during the development and the release of the 737 MAX. They definitely seemed to prioritize profits over safety and ethical standards. I believe safety should always come before profits, competition, or production speed, especially in industries where so many human lives are directly involved. Although Boeing did eventually implement the safety standards that were needed, many people believe those actions happened only after public pressure and the tragic loss of many lives, rather than them being proactive with ethical leadership. Overall, the Boeing 737 MAX crisis became one of the most significant business ethic controversies in recent history. The situation demonstrated how important transparency, accountability, and corporate social responsibility are in maintaining public trust. It also showed how ethical failures can not only lead to financial consequences, but devastating human consequences.